Hey there, crafty crew. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be unboxing the Cricut Maker 3, the Easy Press 3, and then we'll be using both of those products to make a simple sewing project. If you're not familiar with Cricut, they are a company that makes smart cutting machines, materials, and accessories. You can use these cutting machines to make crafts like mugs, shadow boxes, and tons of other creations. They are also easy to learn and operate. Cricut sent me the Cricut Maker 3, the Easy Press 3, some tools and smart materials to work with for this video. The project that we will be making today is a pouch for my punch needle yarn. Due to my visual impairment, I do have a bit of trouble telling colors apart, so these pouches are going to make it much easier for me to tell which colors are which. These pouches do not by any means only have to be used for yarn though. They can be used to store anything that you like. As usual, if you have any questions or crafty requests, please leave those down in the comments below. Now let's start with unboxing the Cricut Maker 3. On the very top, we have our welcome folder. This has some smart removable vinyl for a test cut, safety instructions, our warranty, and then here we have the machine itself. Here we have our power cord and USB cable, and we have some more materials for practice. Now we can get the Maker 3 set up and ready to go, and make sure that we have plugged our machine into a wall outlet. Then we can power the machine on and get ready for setup. For setup, we will need the Design Space app. Design Space is a free app by Cricut used to run your Cricut machine and allows you to create and design your own Cricut projects. You don't need any prior design experience, and you can learn this app pretty quickly and be creating in no time. Since I'm already logged in on my phone, I will just open my app, tap the hamburger menu at the top left, and then tap Machine Setup. Alright, then we can select the machine that we're going to be setting up. Our first screen says connect power cord to machine, then plug into wall outlet. To pair with Maker 3, Bluetooth on this device needs to be on. We've already done that and Bluetooth is on. So now we can go ahead and tap connect and then select the Maker 3 that pops up and tap activate. Then our machine will take a minute to update before we can move on to the next step. After that, we're ready to go and we can go ahead and tap continue. Now we come to a screen that prompts us to do a test cut with this vinyl decal. So we will go ahead and select next. Now we need to prepare for the cut. So we need to make sure that there are 10 inches or 25 centimeters behind our Cricut machine. Then we need to confirm that the fine point blade is in the machine and in clamp B. It is, so now we can move on. Now we need to insert the smart material that came in our envelope with the machine, and it shows us how we need to insert it and load it by pressing the load button. Now we can let the machine cut the decal. When finished, we will press the unload button and remove the material. And there we have it, our first cut on our Cricut Maker 3. Now we can unbox and test the Easy Press 3. Inside, we have an iron-on decal for a test. Here we have the actual Easy Press 3 inside a drawstring bag. And here is our safety base for the Easy Press. Now we need the Cricut Heat app for setup. Here we will sign in and get started. And then we will tap setup so we can begin. First, we need to make sure our Easy Press is plugged in and powered on. We will need to make sure that Bluetooth is on. Then tap connect, then agree to the Cricut terms and tap activate. For the test, we are going to use the decal that came in the box and the drawstring bag that the Easy Press was in. Now we have our project overview, so we will send these settings to the Easy Press and get started. The press will beep and the go button will be bright when the press has reached temperature. For each step, press the go button when the Easy Press has been placed on your project, and your Easy Press will beep when your time for that step is done. Now we are finished pressing. After it is cooled, we can peel off the transfer sheet. And here is our completed Easy Press test. Now we can move on to our main project. Here are all of the items that we will need today. The Cricut Maker 3, Easy Press 3, Easy Press Mat, Cricut Smart Iron-On, the Cricut Rotary Blade, Fabric Grip Cricut Mats, a trimmer, weeding tool, fabric, iron-on Velcro. The instructions on the Velcro do call for steam, so we will use an iron for the Velcro only for that reason. Then we will need thread, pins or clips, the item we are making the pouch for, a measuring tape, a pen and paper, a sewing machine, and needle for hand stitching. All of the supplies for this project and the Design Space project link will be down in the description below. Some of these links will be affiliate links, and I will make a commission off of those purchases at no extra cost to you. Now let's get into the process. First, we will take our measuring tape and measure the item that the pouch is for and make a note of the measurements. We will also write down the name of each color or item that we need to make a decal for. Alright, so we will go up here to the right and click New Project. For the shapes of our project, we're going to keep it simple and use 2 squares and a half circle. On our first square, we will make sure this lock here is open and set it as the dimensions we need for the smaller section of the pouch. Then click the lock when we have finished setting the dimensions. We will unlock the second square and set its dimensions to the longer section of the pouch. And then when we're finished, we will lock that shape again as well. Now we will move on to the half circle, which will serve as the end of our flap on the pouch. First, we will rotate it 90 degrees and unlock the shape and set the dimensions as we need them. And then we will lock this shape when we are finished. Now that the dimensions are set on the half circle, we will line it up with the longer rectangle. Then we will select both shapes together and then weld. Now they are one shape. Then select both and click the group button. We will select this grouping and duplicate so we have 2 layers. Now we can move on to the names of the colors. So for this, we will go into fonts and select the one that we like the best for our pouches. With our font selected, all we need to do is type in each name. Once all the names are typed, we will set them to be a different color than our shapes for the main parts of the pouches. Now we will select the 2 sets of pouch shapes and duplicate these so we have enough shapes to make each pouch for each name. Now we have everything we need on our canvas and we can click Make It. It then takes us to the screen where we can choose how we are going to cut our project. Since we are using our fabric grip mats and some smart iron-on, we are going to select the option Multiple Ways. Then we are taken to this screen where we get to choose how we are going to cut our first mat. Since this mat has the main shapes for our pouch, we will select On Mat and then select Continue. Okay, now we can choose what type of material we will use for these shapes. Since we are cutting fabric, the tool needed that pops up here should be the rotary blade. So we need to take out the fine point blade from clamp B and put the rotary blade in and secure it. We can get ready to cut our project. So we will put our fabric on our fabric grip mats. Then we can load the first mat and press the go button. When the cut is finished, we can go ahead and repeat this process of selecting the material and loading the fabric grip mats for the cuts. Now that all of the pieces for the main parts of the pouches are cut, we can move on to the names of the colors and get those cut on our Smart Iron-On as well. So we will switch our rotary blade out of the machine and put the fine point blade back in for the Smart Iron-On. Now we can load the Smart Iron-On and press the go button to begin the cutting process. Now that we have our individual names ready and our fabric cut, we can begin assembling our pouches. First, we will apply our Smart Iron-On. We can now sew together our pouches. Now we can put our Velcro onto our fabric according to the instructions that came with it. And here we have our finished pouches made with our Cricut Maker 3 and Easy Press 3. I hope you learned something today and enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and drop a like. And if you'd like to see future videos, go ahead and subscribe. Happy making!